You ain't got no style, motherfucker.
Welcome to the Chonk Cast, episode 2.
Howdy.
My name's Elusive.
I'm Neil Trace, and we have a very special guest today.
Should we do that again?
Yeah.
It was just like... Yo, welcome to the Chonk Cast. My name's Elusive.
How we doing, everybody? Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You
no,
alright?
bro, I'm tired.
Okay. Yo, welcome to the Chonk Cast. My name's Elusive.
And I'm Neil Trace.
And today our special guest is Charlie Brown, aka Optimus Gryme.
Yo, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Yes.
No worries. Thanks for coming, dude.
Sure.
So Charlie, or Optimus Gryme, he's pretty well known in the region, Nelson region. For you guys who don't know him, I mean, a lot of us do in the Nelson area, Nelson Tasman area.
Those who know.
And all over New Zealand, pretty much.
Those who get it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we've got Optimus Gryme on today. So I guess the first question really would be like, just to like get an idea of like your whole backstory and your like sort of where you came from, and like sort of when and how you started getting into music to begin with.
Yeah. I just giggled when you said that people around the region will know me, because I honestly feel like I'm part of the furniture here. It's like, I see people around and they're like, I know you from somewhere, and I'm like, yep, just part of the furniture, just been around. I've been coming down to this region since 2005 to do gigs.
Yeah.
And so even though I've only lived here for 7 years, I've just been coming down for all the fat parties and the happy parties and then Twisted. And so, and now I live here. So it's kind of been my stomping ground, a home away from home.
There was some sort of draw, wasn't there?
Yeah, and now that I live here, I can't imagine living anywhere else. It's like just beautiful. The people are dope.
Yeah.
The sound system culture down here is insane. The outdoor party. Like I came down here just going, whoa, people have like 50 DJ raves for their birthday.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't happen up north where I'm from. And so, yeah, it's a whole different culture down here. But but where I started off, my musical journey started when I was 14. I started a rap crew with my mates back in high school.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And we were called Coloured with Style. We absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
But that was my start. And then I remember when I was 15, I started getting into mixing music together. And back then that was 30 something years ago.
Yeah, okay.
So all I had was a double cassette tape, cassette deck. Mm-hmm. So I would grab songs that I'd record off the radio on a cassette tape, and then when you could record like a little bit from that cassette onto the next cassette. So I'd record like 4 bars of one track onto this, and you'd have to push play and record at the same time, and then just like wait for the perfect moment and then stop it, and then get the next tune and like line it up and you cue it up, and then just like play record. And so what I ended up with was like 4 bars of one track and then 4 bars of another track, and there were gaps in between. It was all out of time, but that to me was like incredible. I was like, wow, I can put these sounds together and manipulate audio. Yeah, it was the only way I knew how to do it.
Yeah.
And then I remember clearing out my bedroom one day, and I had this mix. It was like a 2-minute mix of all these different tunes put together, and then played it, like set up a stereo and played it in the corner and pretended to like DJ them, and pretended that my whole room was just like bumping with people. It would have been like maybe 20 people would have fitted that room, you know.
Yeah.
And to me, like that was just what I wanted to do. I wanted to play music to people and make them dance.
Yeah.
And so I just started doing that with my mates in the garage. Like we'd all get a box of beers and get drunk in the garage at 15, 16 years old, and I'd just go in there with cassette tapes and spend all my money on, they were called singles. It was like one song on a cassette tape.
Oh yeah.
And then before singles, and they were like $7 to $10, which was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
And so I'd go in with like a box of singles, and then we couldn't mix them. It'd just be like one deck to play on. Like the double decks didn't work. You can play both at the same time. So I would just like play a track on a cassette, and then just when it's getting to the end of the track, well, first of all, I got to cue up the next song. And I don't know if you know, with cassette tapes, they had like clear tape at the beginning before it got into the brown. So my first queuing up a song was queuing it up with my finger to get to the brown bit. And so I had it like locked in, and then tune over here is just about to finish. So I'd like wind it down and then hit eject, pull it out, whip the next one and hit play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like you'd have to like pop it out real quick and put the next one.
I was just ninja'd it, man. And like before, it was like half a second and the next tune was playing. And so that was how I started DJing. And so I was always fascinated with like, what would like be the next tune to play? What's the best next tune to play? And then but the mates were just, I was playing like Snoop Dogg and Dre when it was first coming out back in the like late 90s, mid to late 90s. And so that was my first intro into mixing beats, and I used to scratch, got an old turntable. I used to just spend hours scratching over hip hop. And then it wasn't until about 27 years ago I just fell in love with D&B and just completely switched overnight from hip hop to bass music.
It's definitely translations between the two, though. Big translations, I find.
With hip hop,
100%. Well and truly.
Lots of my favourite drum and bass is all hip hop influenced. A lot of samples from hip hop, like old school hip hop
origins. Yeah, definitely.
So was there anyone that did you know anyone that was like DJing or mixing or anything like that? Like,
I didn't.
You just sort of like picked it up, like you got like you just sort of like had an idea about how it might work and then just started messing around with it.
The first time I'd heard of it was when I went to my cousin's house who lived, so I was living on Waiheke Island at the time.
Okay.
When I stayed with my cousins in Auckland, and they would play these mixtapes, and I would just hear two tunes mixing together, and I was just like, what? I remember sitting on the steps listening to it for the first time, just out the front of their house, going, what the fuck? How are they doing that? And they're like, they told me about this thing called a mixer, and it just completely blew me away.
It just like clicked something in your brain, like
I want to do that. I want to mix tunes together because I could hear them in my head, and I just didn't have the hardware to do it. And so, but it wasn't until a couple of years later that a mate of mine sold me, he moved to the island, and he was a DJ from South Auckland called Sam Owen. Pat Thompson was his name, Sam Owen was his DJ name, and he was a massive hip hop DJ in South Auckland. He moved to the island and he sold me a wooden mixer. It was like, it had a metal plate but wooden around the outside, and that was my first mixer, and that was my first, like, I didn't have decks, so I had like found a $50 turntable from the Trade and Exchange, which is like the newspaper version of Trade Me. And then, so that was one going into the mixer, and then I had a CD, you used to get those CD Walkmans?
Walkman.
Yeah, so I had one of those going into the other one, and that's what I used to like scratch over. And I was doing gigs, I was going out doing like
that is a Frankenstein
house parties.
Setup. That's awesome. That's so cool.
I was doing house parties on Waiheke with that setup for a good couple of years until I could
If you can
afford.
mix on that, you can mix on anything, right?
Pretty much.
Down the track, eh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
Holy shit.
So I was doing that for a good couple of years and just mixing at these house parties. But these house parties were like nothing I've ever seen. We were getting 200-300 people and just rammed into a house, spilling out the doors or through the kitchen. And I would, like I said, just playing old school hip hop. And they were, that's where I earned my chops. So,
they were eating it up.
I'd play from 9 p.m. till 6 a.m. in the morning by myself. full 9-hour set of just
You've got the itch, you know, it's just like, what's next? What's next?
That's when
What's
you're
Yeah.
next?
feeding the
What's
vibe
next?
of a whole room like that.
totally.
It's completely addictive, obviously.
Yeah.
The
as we
vibe was
know.
insane. Like, no, I've never seen house parties like it. But back then, I was the only one doing it. And so people would just save up their money to pay me to come and just bring in my rig and just,
How good.
just slam it.
Corner of the market though as well, eh?
Yeah,
In a way.
nothing
kind
else
of.
on Waiheke happening at that time.
Yeah,
This was
yeah.
like late 90s.
Bro, that's that like moment in time, right place, right time kind of thing almost,
Yeah.
eh? In a way.
I mean, you're just like reinvesting all the money back into just buying more tunes and stuff. And
Pretty much,
Yeah.
because it was expensive. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, buying music. Back then, you couldn't spend $1 to buy a tune. It had to be $25 for a record.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
$10 for a CD single. So, but I was also using that money to get me through university, get me through school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice. Right, so yeah, it had like another purpose as well. It wasn't just like feeding the addiction of trying to buy tunes.
Yeah.
Like, it actually had like a practical purpose for it as well.
Putting food on the table.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So when did you really take like producing seriously, or like when did you sort of like start, especially more on like the digital side of things? Like when did that start happening for you, and when did you like start taking an interest in like production and making your own tunes and stuff?
I got my first computer. It was a little, those colourful bubble old school retro iMacs.
Yeah, with the big round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
The
those.
tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So they were like probably like 20 gigabyte hard drives and 250 megabytes of RAM or something ridiculous.
The ones they kitted out every school in the country.
Yeah.
Pretty much, eh?
Yeah.
So I got one of those probably 25 years ago.
Okay.
And that's when I first started producing off a crazy piece of software called Rebirth, and then migrated to Reason 1.
All right.
Which
I remember
is-
Reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a Reason 15 now.
Yeah.
But this was the first one.
Yeah.
And I just remember just sitting, had no desk, no mouse pads, just sitting on the computer on the floor, lying on my stomach, magazine as a mouse pad, just like figuring out how to make beats. And there was no internet. I didn't have any other way to learn.
Yeah, no
and
tutorials, eh?
No tutorials. It was just me. I was the only person I knew that made beats. So just
Lots of trial and error, I guess.
just
eh?
fucked around.
Yeah.
But I was doing it like 60 hours a week for pretty much for 20 years. From
Yeah, but-
So how were you sampling stuff? Were you just like taking like MP3s or something and just like cutting samples?
Just they had soft synths in there.
Okay.
So just using what it was in there, just all the factory presets and stuff.
Yeah.
And then finding like doing swaps with people. If I found someone that made beats, would just like do hard drive dumps.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
You end up with a whole bunch of fresh samples that you didn't have, or like
Yeah.
then I guess you can chop those into other bits as well. Eh?
Yeah,
Just-
but it was just so, like, the quality was always crap, and because a lot of those samples came from downloading from Napster, which was 128 kilobits MP3s. So, but
time,
we just made do with what we had. Like, I think about old school hip hop that was made on like MPCs or Akai samplers that had only 3 or 4. Well, you could only have like maybe 8 maximum samples on some of them, and they just made do with that, So there was a certain, you listen to old school Bad Company and stuff, and the same thing. It's very limited, and it's raw.
sure,
But that was the best you could do at that time. So.
Yeah.
there's like super like distorted like respacers and stuff.
Kind of
Yeah.
made it more underground as well.
Yeah,
over time,
yeah, just
100%.
gritty as
Yeah,
hell.
it's not polished in any way.
No.
It's, I guess, as best as they can do, right? Master.
Yeah.
Polish as best they can
Yeah,
do,
exactly. I remember. I think I saw it's not the same genre, obviously, but I remember seeing a video from Fatboy Slim in his studio from back in the 90s, and it's just a bunch of like analog tape decks
Yeah.
and one computer, and it's all analog, and it's just like running a drum sample for a tape deck and then recording it and stuff, and
yeah.
it's a lot of like you look how easy it is now.
Yeah.
Just with software, like, I mean, but it doesn't have the same sound. Like, you have to do a lot to make it sound like that.
And you have to remember too that like dubstep didn't even exist back then.
No.
Yeah.
And drum and bass was just new. So it was kind of just evolving and being, you know, it's essentially invented. So it wasn't, people didn't really care that it sounded, because I remember I met a guy who was doing, they would go to train stations, and he was from the UK, good friend, he was a good friend of a friend of mine, came over to visit, and he was telling me what they get up to over there. This was in the early 2000s, going into train stations with their drum machines and samplers and literally just inventing genres and just playing music. People would go there to hear shit they'd never heard before. So I was like, I mean, my first introduction to dubstep was when I would make breaks, and then, which is about 130 BPM, 130 to 135, and then I'd half time it.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, this is gangster. And dubstep didn't even exist at that time. This was like, well, not in New Zealand anyway. This was like 2003 type thing.
Yeah.
But we would call it, well, me and my mate, Billy Fluid, he used to rap on it. We would call it just fat, slow hip hop.
Yeah, okay.
And so, yeah, it was just, everything was just so fresh and new back then. So production quality didn't really matter as much.
Definitely like a clean slate. It's kind of like when, you know, psychedelic music came out in the 60s and no one had ever heard that before, and they're like, what is this? Just give me more. It's like when this electronic music is starting to get the ball rolling, people haven't heard that much of it before, and they're just like, hook it to my veins, we love this, what is this, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it a little bit. It's like,
You like
experimental.
see videos of all those old jungle raves from back in the 90s in the UK and stuff, where people are just absolutely foaming for it, and it's so bad. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I mean?
like speed garage sped up, and then but
Like,
but it was so new, like-
rudimentary, you know,
Yeah.
but like people didn't actually know any different or didn't need any more kind of.
Yeah, and you have to kind of
that was good.
put yourself in that position of like, no one's ever heard that before.
Yeah.
Like, this is brand
totally.
new. Like, it's a whole vibe. Like, people are there to like be part of a new scene and everything as well. So
Right, Charlie, I've actually got a question for you here. At what point did becoming a professional producer and DJ become a proper grand reality for you?
yeah, so that was an interesting one. So by 2007, 2008, I'd been grinding D&B since 1999, so for a good 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And I was only given opening slots or closing slots, and even though I'd been doing it for that long, even though I was getting like really good at it, had all the tunes, there was just not enough room in the scene for people like me. Like, I did, Fubar was like the mecca of drum and bass up in Auckland, and I was doing like maybe 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock there to no one, just warming up the floor for a good couple of years, and then got promoted to the 4 till 6 in the morning slot, which is the, you know, as graveyard as you can get, and so played that for a good couple of years as well. And so anyway, I got to the point where I'm like, I'm never gonna get a shot. Like, Upbeats and State of Mind and Concord Dawn were
Huge.
cranking it back then.
Yeah.
And there was just not enough scene for any, and then there were the internationals that were coming down. So there were not enough gigs, not enough people for anyone else. And then I thought to myself, well, no one's gonna put me on a primetime slot. I'm gonna have to do it myself. So what I did was I just ran my first tour where I released my first 12-inch record, which had tunes from me. Oh, it had Immortal, Truth's remix of my track Immortal on it.
Yeah.
So I paid like $3,000 to get them pressed over in the UK, and got 120 records, like exclusive as, and toured it. And I did Dunedin, Christchurch, Hamilton, and Wellington. And I drove there in my car, me and my wife. We couldn't afford accommodation, so we slept in the car. We'd sleep in the car outside the club, and I would get paid whatever tickets I sold at the door.
Yeah.
And so I was doing like maybe 20 or 30 tickets per gig.
Yeah.
So I was getting like $300. And that was enough to put gas in the car and food and drive to the next place. And I remember doing the Nelson gig. We went to get from Nelson to Wellington, and we were like, fuck, we need $300 to get the car on the ferry and give my petrol to get there. Please, please. And we
pressure,
come on,
right?
Nelson. And
That's pressure.
when we did the day before, like the day of the gig, I remember we went around to Dave, who used to own Dave and Selena, the Fat Club, and we went around to their dinner, and we had $12 to our name, and we're like, well, we've got to take something for dinner. So we spent $12 on like a nice drink, and I think it was a nice bottle of wine or something. Took that over, and then we're like, okay, we have to make $300 at this gig to get to Wellington. And we literally made like $310, and we were like, sweet, sorta, let's go. And so that was
the Fat Club.
Was that?
Did you do that one at the Fat
Club?
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
And then we got over to Wellington and played over there at Bath Street and got like 20 to 30 people, maybe 30 people, 25 people, I'd say, and then slept in the car outside. So that was the first tour. And then I went home, and then I worked hard on my first album, which was called Eclipse, which I released in 2009. And same thing, I'm like, I'm gonna have to just put myself on posters and just do more promotion.
Just grab the bull by the horns, though.
Yeah, so I spent $3,500, which was a lot of money back in 2008.
Yeah, for sure.
And invested it all in posters and flyers and distributed it to all of the cafes and record stores there in the towns I was DJing at. And I remember, and like for 3 months, I was just eating shit. I was eating rice and cracked pepper with parsley from the garden. Just spent every dollar I had on promotion. And then I remember my first gig, I went to Wellington and did the radio interview at Radioactive. And back then, there was no online ticketing, so we were selling hard copy tickets at Cosmic Corner. And so I was like, I was playing at Sandwiches at that gig, and I was like, man, if I can sell 150 tickets, that would just be fucking jackpot. So I got 150 tickets done, got them at Cosmic Corner, walk out of the radio interview as I'm just about to go to the club for the gig, and get a call from Cosmic Corner going, hey bro, we sold out all your tickets. And I'm like, what do you mean you sold them all? Like, bro, we sold all 150 tickets. I'm like, what the fuck? And they were like, but other people have come in and wanting to buy tickets, so we just told them to go to the club and wait outside.
Right.
So I went to the club, and then there was this queue. It was like an hour before the gig even opened, doors opened.
Yeah.
And there was a queue just down the road and like around the corner of the club.
What a feeling, eh?
I ended up selling out 450 tickets that night. So I went from 25 tickets at Bath Street like a year earlier to selling out 450 people there.
It obviously went off.
And and I was like, what do you mean all these people are here to see me play? It just blew my mind. And then went
it's a watershed moment. That's like turning a corner there, eh?
It was huge for me. And then I went to Dunedin that same tour, and I sold 1,000 tickets there. 1,000 tickets at Sammy's. And so here I made like between like 12 to 15 grand after just fucking eating shit for months, for years to get to that point.
That's insane.
And then Christchurch I sold out, and then Auckland, Fu and Zen I sold out 1,000 tickets as well. It was one of the biggest nights they'd ever had. And so that was it for me. I was like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to back myself. I need to just go and spend money on promoting my brand and just keep building the brand. So that was it for me.
That's actually, there was another thing I thought about the other day. So is that the reason why now you still don't run under a label or anything? Like you don't release music, like you release all your own music? Because I don't see you releasing, like I've never seen you actually release tunes on a label. It's all just like self-promoted, self-released tunes. Is it for that same reason? It's like you'd rather just promote yourself?
Probably, if I was to be honest, the biggest reason is because I don't like brown nosing.
Like
essentially.
interference. Kind of,
Yeah, I can't be bothered. I've heard too many nightmare stories of like people that, I mean, it may be different for other people, but stories I hear is that you just got to be on it. You got to be like pushing. You got to be sending it to labels and all this admin.
Yeah.
And I don't have enough time for that. And also, lots of stories about people who sign a track to a label, and then the label doesn't release it for like 2 years, or the label will say they will release it, but then they don't, and then the music just gets lost. So
especially if you're hitting especially if you're working on a trend at that time, and then by the time you've released the tune, it's like a year later, and like it's kind of moved past that. Like when, you know, like for example, like minimal drum and bass just came out of the dead period, got real big, and then if you're waiting like a year and a half for a tune to come out that you've made, it's already kind of moved on to
Get it if it's like, I don't know, maybe 6 to 12 month period, and whoever's in charge of this label wants to, like, you know, be dropping little exclusive dub plates and that to, you know, fizz the crowd up, and then especially if it's like a summer tour, or like you see this over in Europe, you know, festival season and all that, and like big tune will get spread out to a whole bunch of people, get a whole bunch of crowd hype about it, everyone's sort of begging for it, and there's like released a bit down the track sort of thing, you know, but like,
But I think that you're onto something though. I think, I mean, you know, like releasing on a label is good, especially for like promotion, and like if you want to go and start touring overseas and doing all that stuff.
yeah.
But I mean, it's clearly worked out well for you not doing that. And especially in New Zealand, like you're getting, I mean, I know this summer you were doing a gig like every weekend, sometimes too. You know, like it's not like not being on a label's like slowed you down or anything. And then having all your tracks sort of like more exclusive as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep. And I would, you know, if there wasn't so much admin and having to like send to all the labels all the time, I wouldn't mind if someone just took the tracks and released them. But at the same time, I love being able to go, okay, like I just released launched optimusgryme.com now, and I just put all my music up there for free.
Yeah.
And I love that. People can go listen to it and download it for free. If you're a DJ, you can put in your details and then download all the WAV files. I wouldn't have that opportunity or that flexibility to do it if a label had my tunes. And so it's really just sovereignty over my own music and being able to do whatever I want with it. And so, it's the main
spot
reason.
to be, right? Isn't that sort of the ultimate that most artists would probably like to have?
And it comes down to with what, like I've got 2 teenage kids, so what I want is, like if I wanted to go and tour all overseas, I probably would go for a label. I have had those opportunities and I've turned them down because I'm a family man. I don't want to be away from my kids for too long. So I'm happy with just gigging here, and so I don't need to sign up to these labels. And I thought about like at the start of this year, I thought to myself, okay, what's my goal for this year with music? And you know, what other gigs do I want to play? And to be honest, like it was just do the same gigs. Like I love playing the 500 to 1,000 person gigs.
Like ones that give you the warmest feeling.
Totally, but you can play whatever you want. Where the more underground you play, the better response you get. You know, where these bigger festivals,
it's obviously a special thing.
You really have to water down what you play. And I really, like, I am an artist. I love playing the underground shit. I love making the underground stuff.
True to your craft, basically, to your
the underground scene, or especially like, you know, like those smaller gigs, like they're the ones that are most up for it too. Like they're the ones that love it. They're there to hear what you've made,
not most turned on to that sound.
They're not just there because it's
being there because it's an event.
I feel like that. I'm not going to rant too much about that, but I feel like the big festivals that, especially in New Zealand now, people are going because it's like a trendy thing
to do, and their friends are going.
Yeah, and like they're like buying tickets before the lineup's even been released. It's like, I don't care who's playing. I'm just going because it's like an event that everyone goes to. Like I don't particularly like that. That's just me personally. like I'm gonna go for the music.
You're going to have a percentage of that sort of thrown in.
Yeah, of course.
Ratio. Here
Yeah,
and
of
there,
course.
eh?
But I'd rather be in a crowd of 500 people that are there for the music and they're actually up for it than 50,000 people of just everyone's there just to get fucked up and like hang out with their mates. Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
For sure. I love that I can go to Rolling Herds and people there will buy a ticket because of the rig.
Yeah.
Or they know the rig.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, they're schooled up on
That's proper.
they're schooled up on the rig, and that to me, like, and these gigs have the best rigs. They've got the dopest rigs.
Yeah,
and
without a doubt.
that's what I want. I want to be able to play on these rigs and drop a tune that's at 35 hertz and know that it's gonna be heard.
It's going to be full, like, three-dimensional sound.
that's a-
almost, you know, the way it was.
sack rumbler.
Well, it's the way that you produced it and designed it to be heard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fullest,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's the majority of the vibe, and so that's why, you know, at the beginning of this year, I thought I just want to keep doing these gigs like Resonance and Rolling Hertz and Yatra Festival was dope.
Yeah, epic.
Twisted, obviously, it's just incredible.
Yeah, they've
I
all
love the vibes of these gigs.
built special followings, eh? Obviously.
Yeah, just the mana behind them, the ethos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Twisted this year is going to be really good. Like, every festival's had troubles recently in the past couple of years, but I think people have really gathered around Twisted because it is a special thing, I think, and they've done a great job up there. Like, and they're, in my opinion, one of the only few festival organisers that actually respect the land that they're on.
Yeah.
Up there, because that's a really important place up there for a lot of people, and you know, people have abused it. It's been abused before, and I think the fact that people have like rallied around them.
I think also for the fact there's not that many like full 5-day festivals happening anymore, especially over New Year's time. You know, like they're kind of holding the torch a wee bit from like, you know, what we sort of once had.
Yeah, I mean the last 4 or 5 day festival I went to was Fat 11.
Yeah, same, literally same here. Oh, actually, well, maybe a bit of Outlook Festival, but
Like, I would like to go to Twisted, but yeah, it's like I don't think I've got it in me to do a 4 day.
Yeah, I'm the same, man.
Get by with a little help from your friends.
Yeah, you find me
eh?
crumpled up underneath at the second stage on a couch somewhere. Like,
Oh, to be 22 again.
Yeah, this is why they've got couches and chill out zones, though.
Yeah, man.
Obviously. Yeah.
All right, so looking back on the past, like, say, 15 to 20 years, what would you say is, like, the biggest highlight as Optimus Gryme for you?
So one moment that comes to mind is when I was first coming up, and like I talked about the sellout show I did at Sandwiches. It was the next time I went there the following year, and I sold it out again. And I'd grown up just seeing and idolizing Shapeshifter and She-Hard and Tiki, and just seeing them at all. They were the shit back then, you know. Well, they still are.
They still are.
They'll fly in the flag, you know.
Yeah, and so I was still, you know, in my eyes, a Grammy, 2009, 2010, and I'd done a remix. I got hit up by Warner Music, who they released for She-Hard, hit me up to do a remix of a She-Hard track. I was like, yep, sweet, I'll do it. Did that, played at Sandwiches, and for some reason, John Toogood, who's the lead singer from She-Hard, and Tiki and P. Diggs were in town for something, and then they came to my gig that I was playing at Sandwiches, and both Tiki and P. Diggs jumped on the mic while I was playing, and John Toogood was drunk as fuck, standing on the subs, and when I dropped my remix of him, he was just like air singing it and air guitaring it, and I'm just standing there just like, because I, you know, going from doing 20 people shows to 2 years later doing that with them to a sold out show, people came to see me with these legends just like rocking out with me. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That would be
Pretty surreal.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
massive.
Like, is this
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
happening
yeah.
right now?
Yeah,
Like,
that was
I wouldn't be
huge.
able to like
Fully
get my head
pinch
around it.
yourself,
And then playing,
yeah, it's unreal.
like a couple years later, playing a midnight slot after Shapeshifter at a gig, 15,000 people at
Yeah.
a New Year's Eve
And they're
gig.
up for it.
Yeah,
they're
at
up for it.
midnight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a whole bunch of bigger shows, like 10, 15, 12,000 people. And that was huge for me because I was making money.
Yeah.
I was making money. I was getting paid $3,000 to $8,000 a gig and doing 3 gigs a week and just traveling all over New Zealand and Australia. And so I went from just eating pepper and rice to, getting looked after, getting taken out to hotels and restaurants, which I could never afford. And
Riders and things like
yeah,
that. You know?
just
Yeah.
getting picked up from the airport and all my shit covered. Like I was just, it was a new world for me.
Yeah.
But I did that for a few years and then I realized it wasn't for me. And so I quit. I quit doing the big shows and I went back to doing small underground gigs because that's where my heart and passion was.
Yep.
And so I stopped releasing music. If you look on Spotify, you'll see that there's a big period of 10 years where I had no music released. Yeah. And I had a double album ready to go and I was about to launch it and something was kind of holding me back. And then I just sat on it for a couple of months and then I had this thing in my head where I imagined myself having an interview with a radio presenter because I was doing heaps of radio interviews at the time and them asking me about this album and me saying to them, I just wanted to make music that I would be proud of on my deathbed.
Yeah.
And then in that moment, I was like, I'm not proud of this music. And so there was double CD album. There was about 30 tracks on there in the bin. Because I realized I was making that stuff, going out to these gigs, hearing other people making bangers. And so I would come home and make bangers.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the music.
Quite you though.
Nah, and it wasn't the music. It wasn't. I was doing these massive gigs and I asked myself, do I want to keep doing them? And the answer was no at that point because I was playing a watered down version of my art and I was not happy. And so I chucked that in the bin and I just didn't release anything for 10 years. And as a result, phased out and then I killed Optimus Gryme. I did a whole tour, killed it, killed the brand.
I was at the one you did at East Street for that one. The last Optimus Gryme gig. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah, and honestly, in my mind,
Surely not.
in my mind, I honestly thought it was over because, and I didn't DJ I killed it for 2 years. Big reason was because my wife had postnatal depression. Like I was going out, living the life at these restaurants and hotels and getting flown around. Meanwhile, my wife's at home crying down the phone to me saying that she needs me at home. And so
That's like rip you to pieces a wee bit, eh?
yeah,
I
I was like, I can't do that. And so I quit, killed the brand, moved down here, and we just started to heal. She started to heal. I took a year off drugs and alcohol and just started healing myself. And then after
respect, you listen to your body and everything, in the situation.
I would have lost my wife if I didn't do that.
Yeah.
100%. I feel like I would have lost my family.
Yeah.
And now, like she's in a way better. I waited till she was in a way better space till I started touring again. I launched Optimus Gryme again a few years ago, and I do 1 or 2 gigs a month. Like I don't go every weekend. I make sure that every time I get offered a gig, I ask her and see what my kids. My kids I had to turn down this gig I really wanted to do because my son had a Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
And my son was like, no, you go. I don't want you to give it up. And my wife's like, I really want you to be there. I'm like, okay, cool.
Understandable though.
Rang up the promoter, like, sorry, can't do it. Was already on a poster at that point.
Oh,
like I forgot to ask her that time.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so now I feel like I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I love underground music. Like I love the underground scene. I love pushing boundaries and I'm in a place where I can do that. And and not expect anything from it.
Yeah.
You know, not make a track and not be like, oh, I really need this track to sell so I can get these gigs so I can pay the rent. Like I made
It's an
it.
incredible spot to find yourself in, but obviously you put in the legwork and then some, you know, to get there.
Yeah, well, I made the conscious choice to not do music for a job anymore. Even though that's what I wanted to do for 10 years.
You
I
had
got
the
there
taste.
and then I realized, okay, I don't want to do it for a job because it comes with all these other things.
Yeah.
And so I stepped back and then I quit. And then I you know, made money elsewhere doing other stuff not related to music. So then now I can just do music as a hobby again. And it's one of the best things, choices I made.
Less pressure, more joy.
Yeah.
Well, I
like to
think
think so.
honestly, and this is I can't criticize, but I think the last 2 years that I've been seeing you play, and like you show me all the tunes that you've been working on and everything, is the best I've ever heard you do anything. Like personally, like I've been seeing you play gigs. It was that Fat that I told you about. That I was seeing you play at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon or something. Was probably the first time I actually saw you play. And from that point until now, I think the last 2 years has been the best music you've been making and the best sets that you've been playing too. That one we watched at Akitu, the last one.
Yeah. I was having to take moments. I was like, the rig was hitting.
Yeah.
Your
Paul just
mixing
in the
was
back,
on.
like,
I was just like, Jesus Christ! Like, whoa!
You know what I
Where
mean?
these come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fat session.
And I'm having so much fun. I think that's why.
Yeah.
I'm just having so much fun.
And it's
you can
translating
tell
well
as
into your
well, you can
music.
tell as well.
Like the music you're making is just, you can tell there's no pressure or like, you're doing what you want and there's not having this preconceived idea of what it needs to be. You're just making it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you have an idea obviously, but you're not like pressured by I need to make it like this person, or I need to make it so it does this to the crowd or whatever.
Because you hear it, you hear like a sound go trendy and then you hear everyone making that sound and it's like, oh, well, I don't know.
Because everyone, it's the internet, bro. Like people trend follow. It's sort of how.
What I loved about that Akitu set was it looks like, you know, you find space to let tunes breathe, not rush them through. Like some sets become like a common denominator of just like keep people entertained, you know, one after the other. But I think when you've got the ability to, I guess just be true to like what it is that you want to do, you can just like let something space out into like an expansive journey kind of. And
awesome. I'm glad you say that because I'm probably, you know, there's this big culture around just like slamming tunes and you know, no breakdowns and I actually feel like I give lots of space to tracks. I mix. I mixed, like I might be ready for a mix and I might actually start mixing it and then I'm like, actually I'm just gonna wait for another phase, you know, or just wait for the breakdown.
Or even,
and it's not the common thing to do because like
people want to be entertained.
Yeah, people want like to be slapped constantly.
Slap silly.
But I, you know, I guess I try really hard to like, how do I keep that space and keep it interesting at the same time? And so I'm glad you picked that up.
Draw and release kind of thing, tension and release.
Tension and release, yeah.
Yeah.
It hit me when you dropped Ghost Town by QZB.
Yeah.
And there was like a weird change right then as soon as that happened. Like, because it's not, I don't think I've heard you play that before.
No, I think that was the first time I've ever played it.
Yeah, and it's just it was such a vibe shift, but you could see the whole crowd respond to it really well. And then you just like progressively kept that going, but it's like ramping up the whole time. Like, yeah, it's a cool thing to see. It's a cool thing to see you having fun doing it too.
Yeah.
And not just being like, oh, another one.
Well, that's why like I've been DJing drum and bass for 28 years.
Yeah.
And that's why I reckon I'm still having fun with it. Like I've got some friends that have been DJing a while that they're so grumpy, and they just
go
like
one or the other way. Don't you? It seems to be that way.
And I'm
for
like,
people.
I'm still out there having fun, like it's the first time I've done it, you know. And I think that's why, because and that's why I do it. Like for me, I don't want to compromise it anymore because it really is what I feel like I was here to do.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that I've been naturally good at is putting tunes together. Making music, I had to work my ass off to learn how to do it. Playing basketball, I used to be good at b-ball, had to work my ass off. Like everything I have to work really hard to do.
Yeah.
But putting tunes together, like the first time I ever was mixing on turntables, my girlfriend at the time, she was doing a gig in a shed to 100 people, never mixed it, I'd only scratched before. So I knew the concept of mixing beats, but never actually done it with turntables. And I just jumped on, and she was mixing D&B at the time, and I just could mix straight away. And all her friends were like, whoa, how long have you been mixing for? And I was like cutting and just doing all these like cool moves and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is my first time.
Dude, it's an innate rhythm kind of.
Yeah,
just got the
I
rhythm
knew
in you,
I knew how to count beats and bars and all of that. No one taught me. But when I teach other people, I have to lay it out for them, how the beat, write it down, draw it out how it works. And so
grids, bars,
so I decided I don't want to compromise that anymore. I will do this till the day I die, and I will keep loving it if I just keep going with the flow of creativity.
Do you find inspiration in variety? Because for me personally, like if something's starting to get like, not wearing thin, but I'm just like not drawing as much joy from something, I find myself like, entertaining other genres of music and just very, very multi-genred sets and things like that.
Yeah, I think what saves me is that I never, ever listen to drum and bass or dubstep or bass music at home. Like, never, ever, ever.
It's kind of what's happening to me, to be honest, a little bit. I listen to like old soul and funk and stuff.
So then
like
when I'm out at a club and I don't own decks as well, so I don't mix, and so the only time I ever mix is when I'm in front of a crowd. So that's novelty for me, and that's why I'm having fun. Because I'm like, okay, cool. I'm hearing music that I haven't heard. Usually I just grab tunes that day or that week, and I haven't played them out yet. At least a third of my set will be new tunes that I'm playing for the first time. So that's new, and then
that in itself is impressive, to be honest. Like if you've never actually mixed some tunes,
it gets me in trouble a lot.
Yeah, I can see how. I can see how. I've done it a couple of times, and I'm like, oh man, I should have practiced these actually.
But at the same time, it's like I'm double dropping two tunes I've never heard, and then you could fuck it up. There's a risk there I fuck it up. But then if I nail it, I'm over here just like, wow! For the first time, the energy's translating and
risk reward sort of
totally,
almost, a little gamble.
Totally. So I'm always up for taking that risk.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's wicked.
All right, cool. So okay, this was something because you've told me some pretty fucking funny stories about stuff. Some of it I don't think we can actually put on the podcast, but what's the funniest thing you've encountered whilst at a gig? / rave, Dave, rave, duff, whatever.
Well,
it doesn't have to be the funniest, but like something that's like,
Well, I have to tell a story about this woman having this orgasm. That was pretty good.
All right, okay.
Like that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Right, fair enough.
Okay.
I've heard this already, but yeah, we'll go on then.
All right. Dimension Festival this year, 2026. I did a One Tribe set at midnight, and then I went into just tribal bass music all night. There was like Brutal Fairy, Ayaluna, Glowing Trees, Angel Venom, and then in the morning sun comes up and Akashic Records jumps on. He's from Germany and he just plays like the most lush, ethnic, tribal beats. So good. So anyway, he's playing, and then you see these like 4 people kind of getting a little bit like jiggy on the dance floor, and then it turns into this like ritual thing where you've got this one woman just lying on her stomach in a cobra pose, and then 2 dudes on either side of her just kind of doing this swaying, and this woman chanting with this like tambourine around her. Anyway, she's doing this for like 30-45 minutes, and she's having she's just having a 30-minute orgasm in front of everybody. Like, just like breathing through the pleasure, and you can just see these waves of pleasure going through her body, and like, and the cool thing about it was no one even cared, because everyone was like, the vibe that this was had created was like a safe environment.
Yeah.
Everyone was just lounging around. People were just like chatting, and it was just.
Well, it's like 7 a.m. or something. At this point.
Yeah, it was 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And anyway, so she was doing this for like a good solid 30 to 45 minutes, and people were just chatting away. No one even batted an eyelid. And then she climaxed. She was like, she pulled her legs back, and she was like in a cobra with her legs back, and she just let out this scream at the top of her lungs. Just screaming like,
Oh my god.
for at least a minute to a minute and a half. And then people kind of just turned, like, see what was going on, and then she just like collapsed afterwards. And then you just hear these people like, oh, you go, girl. Yeah, let it out, girl, let it out.
Sounds like an exorcism.
Yeah. And then after that, everyone just went back to it and started chatting, like nothing happened. Like, this is, it reminded me of like, it's probably what stuff was like back in the day. You hear about all these, you know, crazy parties like that.
Saying about Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
That was just like completely out of control.
Yeah,
right?
like it went from being this like kind of peace and love like music festival, and then just sort of
too chaotic
yeah,
hedonism, basically.
It's like fucking the place up.
Yeah, fires.
I mean, that's what it's fucking funny. Like, because imagine if that was just in like a park somewhere. That'd be wild.
Imagine if it was a day festival or electric.
Yeah,
Avenue or
totally.
Like that.
Everyone would be like, what the fuck?
Well, that's it, because we were, it was day
Escorted
3.
out.
You know, it was day 3, and there were people like swimming naked in the river and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was, it was kind of, it didn't feel that out of place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I
And
get
it's
where you're coming from.
It's cool that people can feel comfortable enough in an environment like that to do stuff like that, because there is definitely.
Takes a lot of open-minded people from a kind of closed-minded society.
Well, like some
say.
some festivals, you can't do that. Girls can't be like, they can't be like that.
Well, yeah, I will mention too that I feel the reason it was like that is because it was a safe environment. Like people were just dancing there all night, and you know, women were able to express themselves, and I didn't see a single guy hit on a woman.
Yeah.
And so it created this environment of like, you could just be safe to just do whatever you want.
Do you think it was like an older crowd, just more conscious?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of like
Emotional
the
intelligence around, kind of.
yeah, because it's where all the workshops happen. So there were, you know, the yoga crew, and just a lot more open-minded.
Grounded and conscious,
Totally.
I guess. Yeah.
It's a shame. It's really a shame that, like, you know, girls or women these days have to feel like they're on guard constantly whenever they go to a gig. I think that's the one thing that we've achieved
That's
very
just
well.
Well, at our gigs.
Yeah, at our gigs
I hope
is
so, yeah.
we've always never had any weird stuff happen. Or if there has, we've like caught it out really quickly. Like, we do a lot of vibe checking, and we kind of police the vibe a lot at our gigs. And if, you know,
We're always talking to security most of the night as well.
Yeah,
basically,
100%.
just
Like,
touching base.
like people see us like hanging out, talking to people and stuff, but the whole time we're just watching.
Yeah.
Because we want people to feel like they can be in a safe environment. No one likes to feel like they can go out and they're just going to get like
You don't want
touched
your
up.
gigs to have a reputation for a real seedy
Yeah.
kind of time at all. No one wants that.
And I've only ever had to kick one person out the whole time. And I think you do it one time, everyone kind of polices themselves, and they know not to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, in a place like East Street or DeVille that's got that kind of alternative crowd that's ideally a bit more conscious. People just they seem to they see something, they're like, hey, you know, no, that's not okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't have to do anything really. We just sort of set the expectation for
And then
people.
people, if they see something in the corner, they'll probably find us or security.
Yeah, yeah.
That's another thing I love about these small underground festivals, is they're not selling alcohol.
Yeah.
and they have side care set up, and there's focus on that.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, a lot of these other festivals are like, how many drinks can we sell, and how fast can we sell them, and
a lot of alcohol sponsors as well.
And so these festivals that are struggling, I have to take my hat off to them, because they could easily go from being in the red to in the green by just selling alcohol. And they're like, well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to compromise the vibe we have. And I know that's why at Dimension Festival it was safe like that. Because there was no alcohol around.
Yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what, I mean, we've all seen what it gets like when, you know, people have been on the piss for 3 days.
Well, especially, you know, we understand how Kiwis can be and the drinking culture that New Zealand has. And it's not really a positive one, let's be fair. So, you know, people kind of bring a bit of their shit with them, you know, comes out.
So, I guess just to finish it up, so what are you working on at the moment, and like what gigs have you coming up over the next couple of months?
So I'm doing a little mini Optimus Gryme tour, and it's gonna hit the towns that I don't usually hit, like Timaru, and make it down to Dunedin, Queenstown. I even might look at going to Hamilton. Cool. All these small winter towns that I can go and hit up. And then I've also, this weekend I have a gig up in Auckland at Button Factory for my One Tribe project. So if people don't know, I have another side project called One Tribe, which I launched a couple of years ago, and I've played at Twisted and Rolling Hurts, Shipwrecked, Mystic Realms, done about 12 festivals as One Tribe now, Synchronicity, and so it's more tribal based music, so it's the deeper 125, 130 BPM, really slow, not so aggressive, real groovy, but also mixing it with tribal roots. And so I've got an amazing friend of mine playing flutes that he's made. He made these gorgeous flutes out of 300-year-old Cody and kahikatea. He's going to be playing those on my set and didgeridoo. I've got a tune that I did with Tiki, which has got the haka in it, a remix of his track Tangaroa. And so taking this culture that means a lot to me, and then drawing in other people, some other cultures to just create this One Tribe project. And so I say it's a side project, but I probably did more One Tribe festivals than Optimus Gryme festivals over summer.
I've seen a lot of it,
because people have just 100%, because I've never ever had this much positive feedback from music, because it's not just making another banger, it's making music that resonates with people's souls. People are crying on the dance floor, people are and it's just touching a chord in people that, like, they'll come up to me and just say, tell me about these transformational experiences they have on the dance floor. And I get that a little bit with, you know, playing dubstep and D&B, but it's a whole completely different crowd.
I can see how that
So that's what I'm up to, and releasing more music on my label. I just released a track called Enough Talk with Mikey from Auckland, producer from Auckland that I've met a couple of years ago, and Stanza Blade. And so I really want to get people who are just starting out and get them on and take a beat and remix it, or work with them to create a platform for them. And I've been doing that for the last 15 years, and so I'll just keep doing that. Guys that I know that have got skills and talent but haven't quite yet nailed the production side of it.
Well, a lot of our ethos was inspired by you directly, just from the work we were doing at the Buxton, and I kind of kept that going with our gigs as well.
Giving people a chance, and variety, 100%.
We always try and get someone new.
We've been in our bedrooms or in our lounges for a while. You've got to translate and convert it, or be given the chance.
Totally, and it's such a big deal for some people. Like I do some stuff with, like, this track I did with Mikey, for example. It was like, bro, my phone was blowing up when I posted a clip. It got like 20 or 30,000 people watching it, and it was huge for him. And it was huge for me too, because he's a dope dude, and it's another, like the tune, I couldn't have written the tune without him. Like it was his flavor plus my flavor, and so it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. No, I think it's really important to nurture that kind of up and coming talent as well, because you
don't know what you're going to find.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what you're going to unearth.
We did a tryouts like open decks thing in January. I can't remember how many people we had on it now. It was like 12 DJs at East Street. So everyone was doing half-hour slots.
Yeah, cool.
I think like 3 of the people playing had never played a gig before anywhere.
Yeah.
And they were really good. And it was a good experience for them to meet everyone else, and then now they're playing gigs at other places and stuff. So I think it's a really admirable thing to do.
A little bit more confidence as well.
Yeah.
Totally.
The scene can be very gatekeepy if you really want it to be.
Sure.
Let it be.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Kay Roller was one of the people, I helped out, gave her her first gig, and then hooked her up with a couple of other peeps, and now she's out there killing it. She's got a massive fan base, and I have so much pride in that. Like, people I know, they know I'm busy, they know I've got heaps on, and they'll say, like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, well, I don't really know. It's just that I like helping people. It makes no sense because I'm so busy and I have limited time, but it feels so good for me to see other people just do well that I believe in. And I can't say I don't get anything from it, because I get the feeling, I get to feel good, I get the joy of it.
The goodness of your heart, basically,
Yeah.
To see someone succeed, obviously.
Yeah, and
we had Kay Roller over with us in Blenheim
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Quality.
Big up Kay Roller, we love you.
Good value every time.
Yeah.
She's like one of the last ones awake too.
Oh yeah, totally.
Funny, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little story. Actually, it's real funny. So someone locked her car keys in the car. Hey Zaz. And we're all out there so Phil's trying to like wedge the door open, we're trying to hook the lock open and stuff. Kaz just comes up with this rock.
She's like, you know what you gotta do.
Yeah, she's like, we gotta break the window.
But it's the last resort, Kaz.
She's like, go on, let me do it. Like, she's like hanging there like with it. I'm like, just calm down. Like, you can, if we can't get in, you can do it. And she's just like, come on, please.
We'll let you do it if everything else fails.
K Rock and Roller.
Yeah.
So Rick Rock is now a permanent fixture in Shannon's house.
Yeah.
Have you got the rock?
Yeah, the Rock.
It's over in Blenheim,
It's over in Blenheim still.
Well, did you have to smash a window?
Not yet.
Ah.
Phil was successful. Shout out Philzy.
Nice one. Yeah, actually like hooked to the lock with the
nice.
We signed the rock and stuff, and it's at Shannon's house.
We celebrated like it was 1990.
Pretty funny. It's like 8 in the morning, and we're all trying to we're standing around the car.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous.
Very, very cool chick, man.
Yeah.
What do we got coming up over in Blenheim?
We got part of Optimus Gryme tour at the Yard Bar on the 29th of August. Yes, we got that coming up. We'll be releasing the event and tickets and everything after our New Street gig on the 1st of August. So we'll be releasing that then, probably the Mondays or something after that. So keep an eye out for that. That's gonna be cool. We went and checked out the venue and stuff while we were over there. Yeah, we're gonna bring
space for it.
we're gonna bring our own rig over though and set that up.
So it's the first gig you'll do there?
At Yard Bar,
Yeah.
Yard Bar, yes. It'll be the second Blenheim gig that we've done. So you had the Marlborough Public House a couple of weeks ago. It was interesting, but it worked out pretty well.
Huge space.
Yeah.
You can fit, in the summer you could fit like 300 or 400 people in there.
At the Yard Bar.
Yeah.
The outdoor space is larger than the indoor.
And they got this big like
beer garden.
sort of raised deck area.
Cool.
Sick. Just turn into a stage basically.
It's enclosed as well.
Yeah,
basically,
enclosed.
like 3 walls. So
Yeah. And they've got this little food truck here as well, like this like food truck sort of caravan thing, and I was like, how cool would it be if we just set that up
in the food truck?
Oh,
sick.
Like as the booth.
Sounds dope.
Yeah.
Sounds dope.
So stay tuned guys, because we've got guest mix from Optimus Gryme coming up for the next half an hour. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for having me, Bart.
Yeah,
Chat.
no worries.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers, brother.
Appreciate it.
Stay
Yeah.
chunky, everyone.
Shot. Alright, Chonkers. I'm going to open with a tune that I made probably 15 years ago. It's featuring a guy called Scalper, hip-hop legend from the UK. This has been buried. I just found it about 6 months ago, so thought I'd bring it out for this one. Today I'm just going to do a bit of a showcase some of my old tunes and put in a couple of unreleased tracks that I'm going to be releasing in the next 6 months. This is another tune from around 2012, 2013 era. It's called Cry for Help. You can download it for free on optimusgryme.com.
Yes, so ancestors, yeah, they got my back. 442 formation, attack when I'm on. Big machine when I'm on. Let it bang when I press no gun when I'm on. Fully on beef, no corn. Sniper aim for the headshot gun. Run, back with 200 meters. Everything black when I midnight creeper. Deeper, 6 feet deep undertaker. Later, send your soul to your maker. Black on black when I enter, they gon' know my agenda. Stand up tall like defender, bad man return to sender. Black on black when I enter, they gon' know my agenda. Stand up tall like defender, bad man return to sender. Better than bad man war. Big machine make a boy go war. What the bomb the thing go bust. No down for driver, Kasala boss. Wahala day when I enter danger. Pinocchio with the long nose ranger. Futuristic the shot now laser. If you reach up a man in danger.
This is a little edit I did. It's got a track. The vocals for Marla's Militant Don over lining section.
Everybody in my section. Everybody in my section.
Stand up tall like defender, bad man return to sender.
Everybody in my section.
Futuristic the shot now laser. If you reach up a man in Asia.
Everybody in my section.
Better than bad man war. Big machine make a boy go war.
Everybody in my section.
Stand up tall like defender, bad man return to sender.
Everybody in my section. Everybody in my section.
Stand up tall like defender, bad man return to sender. Stand up tall like defender, bad man return to sender.
This is a remix I did of an old school D&B tune called Messiah. If you're a D&B head, you know the tune. Originally produced by Conflict. I made it as an opening tune for a gig I did called Beat Mountain back in January last year. I needed a big, massive banger to open my set with. So the night before the gig, I worked all night on this, bounced it out in the morning, went straight to the gig and opened up my set with it. Another remix I did, old school Prodigy. Another unreleased track. This is a tune that came out this week with a producer from Auckland called Mikey, big up Mikey, and Stanza Blade on the raps from Ototahi, Christchurch.
Got this one dark and deep like a coal mine. Didn't want beef, no gold vine. You know I'm stood up on street like road sign with no cosign. Like old blimey, I'm so grimy. These flow biters are so shy. Still pitiless, but they going nowhere like an assault bike. Give an example, homie, pot not to beat like fuck your socials. I'm a boss in real life, ain't trying to go jail, but trust I still might. Never been a straight running them, blade running them. Running with the illest MCs and trust you ain't one of them. Running back like Justice Hill. Can't touch the skill, now trust is real. Got some man I'd rather destruct than build. Anybody got time for that? No time to lack, no time to rewind it back. Then they leave your top missing like a visor cap. Genocide will wind like the flies of facts. The way that I've been living is appalling. Getting liquor till the dawning. Waking up still drunk, then we sipping in the morning. Didn't give a shit because I'm calling, but I had to break it to recalling. Never giving in, I'm going all in, all in, all in, all in. If you're ever thinking that we falling, you're ready to consider this a warning. Enough talk.
This tune is made by myself and Luca and Nicotine Garden. And we've also got Witchy Tears, who is beatboxing on the beat. I did a gig down in Queenstown last year. Did a gig with Witchy Tears, who was emceeing. 4 o'clock in the morning, we're outside the club, and I recorded the beatbox from this on my phone, and then took it back to the hotel, made a beat out of it, and with Luca and Nicotine Garden, and this is it. gonna play a couple of D&B tracks. This one here is a Optimus Gryme flip of Contra and Saturna, the track What I Can Do. This is another unreleased track.
Tell me what I can do. I need you. What I can do. I need you. What I can do. What I can do. What I can do. What I can do.
So this next track coming up is a collab I did with Luna. It doesn't even have an intro yet. It's we haven't released it. So it's called Sativa. It's another D&B roller we're working on. Like I said, it doesn't have an intro, so let's just ram it in there. Another unreleased track by myself. It's called The Hunt. I wrote it last year, still yet to release it.
damnation. You realize all the time we waste. You realize all the pain we face. Please pour a cup feminine libation. My gosh, we raise you. Please sympathize all the lies we raise you. Please realize all the time. Family energy, drank a couple quarters on my course, then I code up. If I ruled the world, money stretch for all my daughter. Never asked for training in the womb times 9. Now we see the blood on the street times try. Feminine energy, balance up the indestructible in the vaginal. Heaven and thine, heaven is mine. Spiritual, lyrical, mother saying sweetest taboo, river time. If I was astonished by the level of shame, feminine energy reign. Intuition and ambition, intuition shine. Intuition and ambition running through my veins. Pour out the love, let the healing begin again.
This is another edit by myself. Sample the Great with a tune called Energy. Optimus Gryme edit.
Female energy, 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 times souls. Carry all the weight of the world on your shoulders. Give a couple prompts to the woman who adore us. Hold us, focus, love and support us. Magical, unbelievable, my universe is radical. Introduce a nation to embracing what is factual. Feminine energy, almost mathematical. You can't really sum up what is infinite and valuable. Feminine energy, balance up the indestructible in the vaginal, heaven in thine. She sing a melody to pass the time. Give us her energy so she feel mine. If I was astonished by the level of shame, feminine energy, never shame again. Rain, pain, brain, intuition and ambition running through my veins.
Alright, I'm gonna end with a tune that's very special to my heart. It's a tune that I wrote when I lost a couple of really close people in my life. One of them being my uncle. And I poured 120 hours of healing and sadness and grief into this next track. It's a remix of a track, a techno tune from Anima.
Optimus Gryme.
Called Samsara. And I slowed it down and made it a lush 140 remix. Really different to what I normally make.
Hold me against the dark. I will never run for cover. Oh, how it feels to love. Oh, how it feels to live forever. In the darkness I lead, I'm the eye of all seeing, I'm the god of your heat. In between the worlds we slide. I'm a sentient being, I'm the thoughts that you keep, I'm the hope who you seek. Leave the world behind. How does it feel to be up? How does it feel to be loved? How does it feel to breathe? How does it feel to be real?
Yo, big up, totally chonkers. Cha cha, I'm Optimus Gryme.